I just had this extremely powerful gut feeling of you'd have to leave university. I ended up ditching university 3 weeks before graduating.
You had the Crown Prince come in. The protocol with royal family. Do you get a call? What happens?
I got a call. They were like, tomorrow lunch, His Highness is here. And they wanted the whole experience in under an hour, preferably. Killed it. I hit it. I hit that time frame. Anytime I feel lost, when I'm in the kitchen, I just find my peace.
The Zen garden.
The Zen garden. And I don't know how to explain it, that at least in this part of my life, this is what I was meant to do.
Hello, my friends, and a very warm welcome back to another episode of the Chef JKP podcast. Season 11 is on fire, and I'm glad to be here with you again. How is everyone doing? What have you been up to? What's happening in your kitchen, restaurants, your lives? Have you been pushing boundaries or just trying not to burn toast? I've been burning toast. Today, the guest is no stranger to this show. In fact, this is the second time we're welcoming him back. And for a very, very good reason. He's outspoken, he's bold, and one of the most exciting chefs of his generation. I'm talking about the one and only Solemann Haddad, the chef and owner behind the Michelin-starred restaurant Moonrise. This time, Solemann really opens up. He shares his opinions, his thoughts that you may or may not agree with. However, that's what makes this conversation incredibly powerful. And to be honest, I love his perspective. He also gives us a behind-the-scenes look at the renovation at Moonrise and what's to come at one of Dubai's most fascinating dining experiences. Get strapped in because this is going to be fast and furious. It's going to make you reflect and challenge how you see the culinary world. Time to rock and roll.
Hey guys, my name is Solemann. I'm the chef and the owner of Moonrise. If you like the podcast, make sure to follow, share, and subscribe.
Solemann, a very warm welcome back to the show. Second time around.
Yes, sir.
How have you been?
I'm good. I'm very good. How are you?
Yeah, well, nice and busy and mental as always. Now, just to tell you, so the last time we caught up officially was 11th of November 2023. So there's been a lot going on since then, right? We talked about Michelin and also aspirations. We talked about your history, your education, not working in dungeon kitchens, all of those sorts of things. But just as a reminder for people who may not heard your story, give me a sort of overview synopsis of your sort of earlier, let's say, food education.
Okay, that one's a bit... What's the angle? From which angle are we diving in?
So how did you sort of get into sort of professional cooking, and then from there, how did you start consulting, and then basically starting at the warehouse to then where you are today?
So, I don't know. I feel like a big part of how I ended up where I ended up was just me being very, very stubborn and very ambitious, and keeping on shaking the handle of every door, and when it's open I go through that door, and when the next door is open I go through the next door, and that's just how I ended up where I ended up. So I guess at the beginning it was very chaotic. There was no plan. There was just, I want to do this, I didn't like university at all. Finished it to make my dad happy. It's like Arab dad, you have to go to university, you have to be the mashallah guy, all of that. Now in a way I became the mashallah guy for him. in a
full circle. Yeah.
So I dropped out of I don't know if I ever told you this. I dropped out of university 3 weeks before graduating.
No, you didn't tell us that.
Maybe back then I was trying to keep it as like PG as possible.
Right.
So like I was getting like these like, I just had this very, I can't explain it. I just had this very clear gut feeling when I was 22, and it was just like by then I'd already made a decision to be a chef, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna finish uni and do it. And I just had this like this extremely powerful gut feeling of you'd have to leave university. And it was so clear, and it was just like a feeling that came to me. I'm like, bro, what? I'm three weeks away. What do you mean I have to leave university? But it was just like a very clear feeling, and I ended up ditching university 3 weeks before graduating. And I told my family, like, because I think it was because I think now in retrospect I realized that it was like my subconscious kind of saying, if you don't do this, you're never going to be able to be a chef, because you're going to allow the Arabic traditional mindset family to just like create a road for you, and you're going to have to follow that road. Whereas if you break, you're kind of free, and you're there's nothing holding you back, you know. So I remember I was 22. I was like, what's the worst thing that could happen from if I drop out of university? I want to be a chef. It doesn't work out. Family disappointed, doesn't renew my visa. I have a French passport. I don't like or know France. So the worst case scenario is I'm homeless in a country that I don't know. I was like, okay, at least I can start my life from there. So in my head, when I was 22, obviously in retrospect, it's like family cares about family. No one's gonna do that. You know what I mean? But when you're 22, you know. And I just remember this feeling of, like this feeling of at the time it seemed to me that I was risking everything to become a chef, but it wasn't really risking everything to become a chef. It was risking everything to just be free and to do whatever I wanted. You know what? At my responsibility, I succeed. Pat on the back to me, and I fail. Good for me. You know, I just wanted to live a life where everything is of my consequence. You know, good or bad, and. And yeah, I dropped out of university 3 weeks before finishing. I ended up starting to be a chef.
But just remind me what you studied.
International relations.
International relations, right? And so you literally didn't graduate at all?
No, I did.
You did?
I did.
Okay.
I have both. I have college dropout and college not dropouts.
Right. Okay.
So then so it's just a story that goes full circle. Then I ended up going to cooking school. I ended up explaining to my family, because, you know, like Arabic families are very community oriented, and my mom passed away when I was 16, so the European more open-minded side was not there to support, let's say, to support my crazy ideas.
Right.
So I had a very rigid frame that I had to get acceptance from, and I told them, like, listen guys, you support, that's sick. You don't support, that's sad, but this is happening with or without you guys. And it was very hard, especially for my dad, to accept. He thought I was gonna end up like, I don't know what he thought I was gonna end up in, you know. And I ended up going to cooking school. I came back, looked at my dad, I'm like, listen, I really don't want to go to uni, but I've done 4 years. You spent all of this money.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, for you, I'll finish it. We'll do the last semester again. So 1 week, it turned out it was like 2 or 3 weeks, sorry, before, like, I couldn't go back to university. Like, I had to restart the full 4 years. I had 3 weeks to apply left, and I quickly applied, and I went to uni. I'm like, guys, I need to finish this degree. And they got me in, and I finished my last semester with like a 3.9 GPA.
Okay.
I gave my dad the degree. I'm like, we're never talking about this again. I remember my last final exam was December 2019, and I started working December 13, 2019, or December 14, 2019. Like, I didn't wait. I was planning to start, and then that's how I started being a chef. So it started from this very aggressive, I want to build my own life kind of approach.
But then I want to sort of go back into.
Can't believe I gave the PG.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you gave the PG.
I don't know.
version.
Back then I was I don't know. I guess I was young and more insecure and trying to give a more clean version of my story. I don't know.
Well, no, but look, I mean, we'll get into all of that. But I want to understand sort of from the age of sort of 16 to sort of 2022.
Yeah.
What were the types of jobs you were doing and the types of things that you were doing?
I was in uni.
The whole time.
Finishing high school and uni.
And then at no point was food in the picture professionally?
No, it came in the picture July 31st, 2017. When you know Paul Frangi?
Yes.
I messaged. I was just sitting in front of Happy one day, and you know Paul is half Lebanese. I was sitting in my car and I was looking him through the window of my car into the shop where Happy used to be in Sarkal. Remember?
So it was in Dubai.
Yeah, it was in Dubai.
That was the spark.
I'm looking at the guy. I'm like, and I'm just looking at him work. I'm like, wait, I've always liked cooking since I was a kid. Why don't I start cooking? And I just got this this comfortable feeling to the idea of cooking. And it just felt like a very homey, felt like a homey door had opened, you know, like a very comforting door. And, you know, like, it's true, like, to this day, anytime I feel lost, when I'm in the kitchen, it's like I just find my peace.
The Zen garden.
The Zen garden. And I don't know how to explain it, but it's so clear to me that at least in this part of my life, this is what I'd signed up for before I was born. This is what I'm meant to do. You know what I mean? I don't know forever, but I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing now. I know this.
So you saw Paul.
I saw Paul. I'm looking at the guy. I'm like, why don't I become a chef? And again, that home feeling just came to me. and then like it just felt like a you're home free feeling, you know, like you're that's kind of the feeling I got. And I ended up signing up for cooking school. That was a big fight. Oh, you're gonna be a chef. In Arabic, there's a word tabakh. Tabakh is like you know what kachara means?
Yes.
It's like chef in like a kachara way. It's a very insulting word. It's
Okay.
like tabakh, you know?
Oh.
And, you're gonna be tabakh. Yeah, we have a family business that's been waiting for you. I'm like, I don't care. You can call it whatever you want. I'm gonna go to cooking school, you know?
But were you good at
And-
cooking, like just for the family generally?
I just used to cook at home and I used to enjoy it. I used to do like really bad stuff. I was a kid.
No,
And,
sure,
like,
but you enjoyed,
I always
like-
felt that comfort there.
Yeah.
Like I always felt like I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if this is the right analogy because let's say the world is cold. When I'm in a kitchen, there's like there's warmth.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it.
Yep.
And I just felt that was my place. I didn't gravitate towards it. It gravitated towards me and I accepted it. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, of course.
Then I was continuing school for like 9 months. I'm like, it's like eating food you don't want to eat, and you're like eating it every day, and you're like, oh, I can't take this anymore.
But that was in Dubai?
I was in the US.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, my family was very worried. Me and my brother would go down the lost path in Europe. So you had to go to a Middle Eastern universities. It was a great university, to be fair, but it's like, God. So you see, it comes from this like, you have a very comfortable, pre-decided life. You can't move left or right.
Right.
And I
yeah.
couldn't take it. It's like,
Okay.
I'd rather start from scratch, you know, like no matter what it means.
But you went to a culinary sort of college or school in the US?
No, I didn't I never been to the US.
Ah, okay.
I was in the UK and in Japan. I was very
Right,
basic. I did
right.
2 months in Japan and
Yes.
6 months in London.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's yeah, and that was all being planned while university was finishing, and there were so many conditions, and if this then that, if this then that. I'm like, man, I can't deal with these conditions. I'm dropping out. And then it was a big mess for like a year, but I knew it's what I had to do, and now I feel so free because I know that my career is a result of my decisions. You know what I mean? For better or for worse.
But when did you realize that, or when did the pressure kick in for you to finish uni or to think I'm going to drop out?
When that was the craziest thing. The day I came back from London and I moved to Dubai, I swear the second my foot touched the floor in Dubai Terminal 3, that same gut feeling was like, bro, you're not a quitter. You have to finish university. That same feeling clear, very clear message, gut feeling. And like I was like, and from that first time, I'm like, I'm gonna listen to my gut, you know. And it was like, wait, what do you like? What it was? I'm asking myself, what is this feeling? This feeling was telling me don't do this. Now it's telling me to do this, and it's very weird. But everyone says always listen to your gut. You know, it's like it's true. I've always listened to my gut ever since I was a kid. When something feels right, something feels right. There's some kind of connection to something that we don't see. You know, I was like, okay, I don't understand this feeling. I'm gonna finish university. I came back. I went to my family's house the next day. I'm like, guys, I'm finishing university. Thank you. You're getting what you wanted now.
Were they happy?
Yeah. But it didn't matter. Like I never even touched my degree. I didn't even have a plan B. I'm gonna be a chef. I'm gonna be a chef. Plan A or plan A. So it didn't matter to me. But it mattered to me in the sense that I don't quit things. I committed. My word is my bond. I have to finish it. But
I was going to ask you, from that, looking back now, what was the biggest lesson overall for you internally?
From this whole process of taking this crazy, at the time what seemed like a crazy risk to become a chef.
Yeah.
It was that the real lesson that I learned was that I was able to get just complete freedom from that situation that I was in, which is, but the most important thing was to always follow my instinct. That was so clear, and now 5, 6 years, 8 years later, whatever time, I understand why I did this. And I don't know, my mom, whoever was telling me to do this, thank you guys, because it was very clear to me that it's like, you need to do this because you need to break away from this chains of this pre-decided life, comfortable life where you're gonna be miserable, but you're gonna do whatever it wants you to do. And then when I came back, it was like, yeah, but you're not a quitter, so you have to finish it, not for them, for you. You know what I mean? So I guess what I learned is when you follow your instinct, somehow it's all gonna align, but you have to follow your instinct.
And are you glad you finished the degree?
Yeah. It would have weighed on me
all
forever.
Sorted. Okay.
It would have weighed on me forever because I don't quit things.
Sure. So then we move on.
And that's how I became a chef.
No, of course. But then, you, as you said, you went to London. You spent time in Japan.
Yeah.
The stories about London were quite funny.
Which stories?
Well, no, just basically like as you were mentioning before. You went to these sort of for 6 months. You were just outside. You were in Reading, right?
In Woking.
Woking. Sorry.
There you go.
Just,
By the way, me and Abiraj went to the same cooking school.
Ah, okay, okay. So then, at the time, also you were doing like work experience and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Then you came back here and slowly but surely started to do a little bit of the consultancy, which then just ramped up and up and up and up and up and up.
Correct.
And then, that wonderful story of Hind, and you saw the building, which now is Moonrise.
You know what? I don't know what I told you, but I know I can tell you that story verbatim 2 years later. 100%. I saw that space and I felt my future. That same feeling.
Yeah.
That door opened. I was looking in the space of Moonrise and it was so clear. It's not words, it's a feeling, but the feeling is clearer than words. Your future is here. That's what I told you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because again, if so, I just want to understand, Solemann, for anybody who's never been to Moonrise, in your own words, can you just explain the experience?
I guess now we're going to talk about what Moonrise was, what Moonrise 1 was.
Exactly.
For me, I don't know. I think now in retro, everything in hindsight is easier to frame, right?
Yes.
So I guess I'm gonna frame it in the way that I see it in hindsight, if that makes any sense. I guess for me, in retrospect, looking at the first 4 years of Moonrise, I see that it was really it was a self-exploration. It was really self-discovery. It's like we're trying to do something different, trying to do something no one's done. I don't have a career, so I guess it's like we're learning something. A phrase I learned from Gregoire that I love so much. I always use it. I learned on the road. I was on the road and I was learning as I went. So the first 4 years were exploration. So I guess, especially the first 2 years, there was a lot of incompleteness. There was a lot of, man, these kids, what they're doing is something sick. I want to support them. I think that was a lot of what people felt towards us the first few years. And I guess by the last 2 years, we kind of had consolidated a very solid experience that people really, really liked and that I was extremely proud of. But yeah, it was the first 2 years was self exploration. So the first 2 years was what they're doing is sick, and the second 2 years was this is a great experience that represents the region. But I feel like now that I have that distance, I feel like what I've always wanted to communicate, I can communicate better with what I'm gonna do. If that makes any sense.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Does that answer the question, or is it too vague?
No. But I also want to understand, again, from the experiential point of view as the guest, what is it that you want them to feel or go away with?
To have fun. I want people to feel good. I hate, I always say this. I'm a casual chef that cooks fine dining. That's what I am. You know what I mean? That's how I started, like all these burgers and all that stuff. That I used, you know what I mean? We had a collab with Chez Wam like a week ago, and we cooked a really cool casual menu. I felt so comfortable, like this is who I am. So I'm a casual chef that cooks fine dining. So for me, I consider a lot of the layers that you'd seen in classical fine dining, I consider them very unnecessary, very boring, very not of my identity, very not of Dubai, very not of this region. So I guess for me, I always do this. I don't know where I went. I went there. I'm trying to bring it back home. What was the question?
The experience for the guest.
The experience for the guests. So I guess for me it was really about distilling it to the core essence of making people have a good time within the confines of our identity and of our region.
But what does that mean? Have a good time in within your restaurant, because you're welcoming them essentially to your home. And what is it what's that sense of sort of purpose and feeling and hospitality that you want to bring? Because you're absolutely right. When you go to Moonrise, and especially when I went a few times, it felt that the experience, you're going up.
Yeah.
Right. So straight away,
you're
like, okay, I'm going up. So the experience, you're thinking it's going to be very high, and then you go in and it's like the most beautiful setup that you have, and you're going to be in for an incredible meal. But again, as a chef, I want to know, you set up that in the beginning.
For me, I see what you mean. I think for me, fun is energy. We have to breathe energy into the lungs of the guests. And that's done in a lot of ways. The first way that it's done is by putting a lot of who you are on the plate. I'm not going to make I'm not gonna make Arabic food. I'm not gonna make Syrian food. My dad is Syrian. I'm born here. What do I have to do with Syrian food? I'm not gonna make French food. My mom was French Italian. What do I have to do with France? I don't even like France. Respectfully, you know. So it's really about like, who am I, and who am I on the plate, and it's really about exhibiting a strong identity. And I feel like my food has a very strong identity. But regardless, as time passes, you start understanding more who you are, and you start taking away more and adding more, and I think it's really about that, the identity. So the that confidence, knowing who you are, using the ingredients that represent you. The ingredients that represent you could be Parmigiano or Za'atar. I don't care, but what is the ingredients that represent you? Then the second thing is the food. The food has to taste. Can I swear? No, I can't.
You can.
Oh, I can?
Yeah.
Food in Moonrise has to taste fucking insane. Like, it has to be like crazy. Like, you have to taste it and go like, what the fuck was that? And I noticed that when food has a lot of, like, it has to be bombastic. It has to slap you in the face. You've eaten my food. You understand the what I'm trying to say,
Yeah, of course.
And the third thing is, people have to feel so comfortable. So comfortable. I always have this metaphor that I always tell my team. If the world is 7 out of 10 safe, and 7 out of 10 comfortable, and 7 out of 10 dangerous, and 7 out of 10 stable, and whatever, Moonrise is 10 out of 10 comfortable, 10 out of 10 stable, 100 out of 10 like just fun, and 0 out of 10 dangerous. Like, when you come to Moonrise, nothing will happen to you. Like, like, you give people that very confident in the restaurant kind of feeling, and I think that's how you make people disarm. You make them feel like they're at home. You make them feel comfortable. Like, I don't know what happens in the world, but here nothing's gonna happen to you.
Very good.
And when you create that environment for people, they're disarmed. And when they're disarmed, they're willing to accept what you're trying to communicate to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to communicate my identity to them. I'm trying to communicate to them what I think, with my identity, with my DNA building blocks, what I think is a motherfucking amazing time.
Right. So with that in mind,
Yes.
okay, you were and still are the youngest chef to earn a star in the region,
Yes.
and
But a restaurant.
and still retain it. Right?
Yes.
So yeah, let's get it. So if we get into the technicalities of it, because some people will say there's no such thing as a Michelin star chef, which is correct. Technically, it's about the restaurant, but
It's
still,
about the center. It's about the chef's the context of the chef's work inside of a restaurant.
Exactly.
So the award goes to the restaurant ultimately.
right. So you got the star. You received the Rising Chef Award for Michelin, and the awards then started flooding in. 50 Best, Go Milo, all of those sorts of things. Now I want to ask you, within the first year of Moonrise, and you received all of these back to back. It wasn't just like one after the other. It was like bam, right, straight in your face. Did you feel a sort of sense again of hardcore pressure to represent the region, or were you just full attack mode?
No, I'm always on the offense. When you're defending, you're always insecure. When you're on the offense, you're always thinking about how you can be better. You're always thinking about how you can beat yourself today from yesterday, and tomorrow from today. So I think it's just a mindset thing. Like when we as a restaurant got the star, first thing I went in, I was like, guys, we're on the offense. And when you think in that way, of course, it doesn't guarantee anything. But when you think in that way, you're creating a framework where it's building confidence, not building fear, And so yeah, it's always like, I never allow myself to enjoy things, and very, very important, I never let these things get to my head. Never. Ever since I was a kid, I used to look. I never knew what I wanted to do. I don't know. Maybe it's a bit weird to say this, but this is true, and it actually happened to me ever since I was a kid. I used to look at myself in the mirror, tell myself, one day you're going to be the greatest in the universe at something. Don't let it get to your head when it happens. I used to look at myself in the mirror and say this to myself all the time as a kid. So like, the most important thing, you can't let it get to your head. You have to understand. You have to not get lost in it.
Because I think it would have been very easy for some chefs to, of course,
100%.
get carried away
100%.
with all of that sort of thing.
100%. But like, 100%. It's very easy to get lost in it. Even me, who's very grounded in who I am, sometimes you feel the magnet pull you, and you're like, wait, no, I'm here, I'm not there. So you have to constantly like do these internal audits, internal checks. You have to speak to yourself. You have to understand yourself. You have to like ask people you trust, like my girlfriend, my dad, my this, like, guys, I'm the same, right? You know, like it's very my team. It's very important that that you don't get lost in this, because if you get lost in this, you lose the point of what you're trying to do. You know, ultimately, I did this because I wanted to create value for the region. I want to create value. I want to create an identity. I want to make people like believe in themselves. I want to do a lot of things, and these things are amazing, but we cannot hold on to them as if they are who we are. We are who we are, and I think it's very important to remember these things.
So then when it gets onto, and again, I'm talking specifically about the first year
Yeah.
of business. So I want to also understand from your point of view how difficult or easy in the operation that you have to bring a huge amount of energy during the service, because you're not doing one sitting, you're doing two.
Yes.
So in the first sitting, okay, everybody's got the adrenaline, they're ready to go, you're pumped. They do that, 2.5, 3 hours.
You want the honest answer?
Yeah.
I go home sometimes and I still have energy and I don't sleep till 4 a.m.
But that's you.
That's me.
But
Yeah.
how do you get the team prepped for it?
I'm very good at motivating people. That's one of my skills. Knock on wood. Alhamdulillah, this is one of the things that I know how to do. I'm very good at being the one who keeps the vision and keeps the team aligned. And I think it's very hard to do an easy task when you don't know why you're doing it, but it's very easy to do a hard task when you know why you're doing it. So it's all about mindset. It's all about framing. It's all about the leader, and it's all about leadership. And I think that that's the most important thing.
So then when it comes to that first tasting
You have to make
menu,
people believe in it. You have to make people like see something that doesn't exist.
because that's exactly what you did in a way.
Yeah.
Completely self-taught. You didn't work in the sort of, path of like 2-star, 3-star Michelin chefs here, there, and everywhere. You decided to really hone in, focus on your identity and what you knew, but then tweak all those beautiful techniques that you have to then really, step it up such a massive notch. And it was just at the time, again, when, the homegrown heroes were coming in, you were really established. But I also want to understand, what were the key dishes back then that sort of really pushed you to become from good to great?
The dishes?
Yes.
I don't think it's the dish. I think it's the chef. And I think that like it's something we hear a lot in our industry. It's not the recipe, it's the chef. And I'm not saying it's a chef like me. It's the team. It's the vision. It's like I think it's about it's if the dish has a really good story and really good context and really good identity, it's more about how the execution is and the precision. The dish is the vessel to communicate, to consume some kind of communication from the kitchen. So when it's really well made and it's really done with so much care, and I always tell the team, if you're stressed right now, don't make the sauce. Don't make this. I don't want any stressful energy in the food.
That's really interesting.
I want all the good energy that the guests are consuming. I want everything that goes into my guest's body to be good energy.
Right.
And I think that that's something that people, they just can't put their finger on, but they feel it with that care, the care. I always tell the team, the universe was built with care. We have to build things with care. If you want to do things right, it has to be done the way that things are supposed to be done, which is with care. And I think once you build a story with care and you build a dish with care, then you execute it consistently with care. That is the most important thing. So I think if you want a less abstract answer, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Does that make any sense to you? It's all about the care and the precision and the execution that people are consuming into their bodies.
Sure. But at the same time, and again,
you want exact dishes.
No, not about.
I can give you exact dishes though.
Because you said something really interesting. Really interesting. So I'm sure you're aware, we also have a lot of psychologists, a lot of wellness people that come onto the show and all of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And one of the world's biggest practitioners, she said the same thing that you just said, that when you consume food, whether it's through stressful means or non-stressful means, you can really taste it. That's why people say food tastes much better with love.
Yes,
right?
100%. Love is the secret ingredient. In any 1, 2, 3 Michelin star restaurant, the restaurant that focuses on nihari, biryani, whatever you want, love is always a secret ingredient.
So I want to understand then, because with Michelin, especially within a brigade, there's a certain amount of pressure to perform.
Yeah.
Without thinking, and the stress of it. So then, as a leader, how have you come on leaps and bounds to make sure that the team is not stressed and they're putting the best foot forward with the food?
I've learned, this is something that I spent an immense amount of time doing. I've learned how to get people to be extremely productive, very productive, but out of their own will. You have to make them want it. You can't. This old school chef. I think we talked about this last time. This old school chef, this dungeon chef. This is bad vibes. This feels so bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
it feels so bad. It's so stressful. It's whatever,
Right.
whatever. And I think that. And I think that if you need people to not be scared of not doing a good job. You need people to be scared of not reaching their own standards. So I think one of the things that I've always worked on, like in the last year or so, is like, how can I really bring motivation out of people and make people really believe in themselves? A big part of it is surrounding yourself by the right people. If you can't do that to people, they shouldn't be in your team. That's something that's for sure. Like it's like something that Bjorn Franzen said. If it's you, it's you. If it's my training, it's my training. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Quickly, that's what he said.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? In a one sentence way. And if I don't see that I'm able, then it's like in a very good way. Like, hey man, I'm sorry, this is not gonna work out. But if I see that I can push someone, I'll push them. And like, I'm very good at pushing people to their like maximum limits, but while always doing it with a lot of love and a lot of vision. And I think that that's the key. It's how you get people to do things. It's how you get output out of people. How you get people to believe in what they're doing. To believe that this thing that I'm not seeing my daughter and I'm working 16 hours a day and I'm like putting 500 spoons in my mouth in a 2-hour period. This is for a purpose. And it's very important to know how to do that to someone, to know how to keep people motivated. I hope that I'm good at this, and I hope that if I am, that I get better at this.
Sure.
But I think that that's the most important thing, is keeping people very, very motivated, very believing in the vision, and very, very happy. You know, like salary's not a problem. Like nothing's a problem for me, but the work is the work, and there's no negotiating on the work. And I guess that I found my way to get results out of people while keeping what I believe and I hope to be true is a very nice culture with the team.
So Solemann, then HR related question.
Yes, sir.
For you.
Yes, sir.
Now, nowadays, as you said, the old school culture, I believe, is dying out when it comes to chefs and all of that sort of thing. Now, when what you've just told me, in terms of keeping people motivated, making sure that they perform to the best possible level, how do you then interview for people who are new coming into the business? Because they might sell you a story saying, I'm
Can I be
amazing,
honest?
this, that, and the other.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
It's something I was really not good at before. It was really something I was very bad at before. These kind of things, they come with experience. Understanding if someone is someone you can work with comes with experience. And there is, I can't tell you how to, like, not you, but like you, capital Y. I can't tell anyone how to do it. It's something that has to be learned with experience. Knowing how to pick the right people for your team, and knowing how to, in the best way possible, remove people that are going to affect the trajectory of the team. And and I think that the most important way to look at it is, I always tell it's creating very clear hierarchy structures. Is I always tell the team, guest is number one. Guest is above my finances. Guest is above food cost. Guest is above you. Guest is above everything. After guest is you. You guys are number two. And I will do anything for the team. And they know this. And they've seen this. And then after that is me, like the management and the owners and whatever.
Sure.
And when you have this hierarchy, you're showing people like, listen, I really would do anything for you, but when it's work, we're not joking. It's like we're here. It's like an endurance game. It's like we're here to win Wimbledon. Like, you're not gonna win Wimbledon by going like, chef, I'm sorry, I worked 12 hours. No. Are we gonna win or are we gonna lose? The world doesn't remember we tried but we lost. The world remembers results. Did we win or did we lose? And I always keep the team as healthy as possible, as happy as possible. But when it comes to work, there's no negotiating work. And I think that everyone on my team right now understands this and appreciates and loves this.
And have you had sort of bad apples along the way?
Yeah, of course you have bad apples along the way. We've had our fair share of bad apples, of course. And I think that the most important thing is just removing the bad apples. Is just removing the bad apples as quickly as possible.
Yeah. So then I want to ask you, when it comes to collaborations,
Yeah.
I have a very strong opinion on this
Tell me,
because I want.
what's your opinion?
So the opinion is this: if I'm going to collaborate with a chef on a menu, I will take that term very literally,
Okay.
which means that we collaborate the best.
That is
of
only how I
both-
do collabs, by the
best
way.
of both worlds. So that's what I wanted to ask you, because you've done so many and some incredible collaborations, especially over the past 4 years. How do you do that? Because they're stepping into your world and you're going into theirs at times. So how do you sort of talk about bringing all of that knowledge and passion together on that plate?
So, to an extent, to a very great extent, friendship aside, collaborations, there is obviously a PR element to it. Obviously.
Sure.
So, no matter what, if you're the host, you want to make sure the guest feels as amazing as possible. And no matter what, if you're the guest, the host wants to make sure that you feel as amazing as possible. So, even if we're not friends, there's always that baseline of I'm going to take care of you, you're going to take care of me.
Yeah.
And that makes collaborations very fun and very stress-free in a lot of ways. Of course, you're in a new country. You don't know. You don't want to underperform. You don't want to let people down. You get a bit stressed. Yeah, you get nauseous. Like, oh man, I really want to make people have a good time. But like that's separate. But I think that foundation of I'm gonna take care of you when you're at my place. You're gonna take care of me when you're at your place. It sets a very healthy foundation for collaborations, which is why collabs are always fun. Then on top of that, it's always like. Most of the time I do sauces and collabs because like Moonrise is known for sauces, right?
Yes, yeah.
So most of the time it's like, listen, what do you think I can bring to the table? What do I think you can bring to the table? And let's merge it. And let's say there's a new sauce I'm 90% sure of, but you have like a beef dish that you're 100% sure of. I'm gonna serve your beef dish with my sauce.
Okay, cool.
You know what I mean? And then you just read the room. So chefs use collabs for fun, to take care of each other, to treat each other, to do stages at each other's restaurants.
Yes.
To give the team really cool experiences. Like the team will go like, no way, I went to another Michelin-star restaurant in Singapore. That's so fun. It's amazing. And the last thing is to test out, to test the waters in a more risk-free environment. You know, and I think the fact that collabs have a bit of less risk associated with them removes a lot of tension and makes them so fun.
Because I mean, I don't know. The thing is, I feel that, especially in the UAE, there's a lot of collabs going on, but the collabs are like dish from the chef 1, dish from the chef 2, like, and it just goes on like that.
I don't do that.
You know, no, I'm not saying
It's
you
so
do.
boring.
I'm just saying.
But I agree with you.
I'm saying that you see that a lot, and I just feel like it's such a wasted opportunity for everyone to learn from each other, no? And make it, like as you said, risk free, make it fun, make it funny, like
Yes.
super cool.
Yes,
All that kind of
100%.
stuff.
And again, the fact that it's a risk-free environment makes it so fun, so enjoyable. You know, you still want to deliver. You still don't want anyone to ever say they ate your food and they didn't like it. Like all of the above, yes, but yeah, it's very fun.
And then for you, as you've grown as a chef, I want to understand what are the when you look back, especially over the past 4 years.
Yes.
What do you feel have been sort of the biggest learning curves for you, not just as a restaurant, but also as a chef?
Wow. Man, I didn't know what a balance sheet was 4 years ago. That's a broad question. What did I learn in 4 years as a chef?
Because I want to know also how the restaurant has evolved over that
I don't
time.
know, you know, like for a very impatient guy that wants everything now, I really realized that I enjoy the process a lot. And I never expected myself to be the process enjoyer. I always thought it was like, I never thought that of myself, but I am. And I enjoy the process. And nothing makes me happier than making my guests happy. Nothing makes me happier than making my team happy. Nothing makes me happier than having a guy who started with us as a commie and now he's my sous chef, literally. And like his daughter is able to go to a nice school, and like these things, like it's like this is what I enjoy, the process, seeing people grow with me, selectively growing the right people as well, making my guests happy, seeing my guests happy, like just this ongoing process of building, and I just love it so much. And I like this is like, and now even now I'm getting that home feeling just talking about this, just that process of building, and I don't think there is one thing that I learned. Like I could tell you what I learned about HR or tasting sauces or making guests happy, like one thing at a time. But like really the process, I love it so much. I never want to stop building. I always want to start creating, and I always want to keep the dance going. You know, I like that. That's like my passion.
And also, the last time we spoke, you said there is no time for Solemann time.
Did I say that?
Yes.
Maybe I did. I don't know. Define.
So I said the reason why we discussed it is because I said, you were, and you still are, going 100 miles an hour, making sure that everything is working well. But when do you get the time for yourself to take a chill pill, for example?
I actually get a lot of time for myself because people don't actually, like, you wouldn't expect this of someone like me, but I actually spend like spending a lot of time on my own. Like a lot of time on my own because I talk too much and I'm loud and so people think that like they wouldn't, I don't know, you wouldn't think this of me, but yeah, I spend a lot of time on my own. I travel to countries alone. Like I went to Bangkok last week alone, no one. Okay, I don't know this country, let's go. Pearl, can you book some restaurants for me? Can you help me get some bookings? Okay, done. This is done. Hotel. Okay, go. And I think that I think it's I've also tried to learn how to use my time more. I'm not gonna get 25 hours a day. If I'm gonna wait for 25 hours, 26 hours, 27, that's never gonna happen. I'm only gonna have 24 hours. So I think it's also about using the time very efficiently, getting 10 things done in 1 second. And maybe I don't have that much time for myself. And sometimes it's like a flow, right? Sometimes it's like really I don't have time for myself, and sometimes it's like menu's under control, team is happy. What do I do now? You know what I mean? Like everything's like you always want a challenge. So I think that it's just my status quo to be in this process of always wanting to build things. So maybe I will always have that battle of no time for myself. Maybe right now I have too much time for myself because my restaurant is closed for 52 days. Maybe in 1 month I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm in the meat grinder. Leave me alone. So I don't know. I spend most of my time on my own, and I really just try to align with myself and be comfortable with myself.
So then I'm guessing that. So you went to
I guess the answer to your question is I learned how to use my time more correctly, more efficiently.
Okay, but then which is good because it gets me to the next question. You went to Bangkok.
Yes, sir.
The city that has some of the most vast and incredible sort of street food in the world, and of course it has all of, different fine dining, so on and so forth. But then, again, going back to the original menu, how much did the role of street food play within the Moonrise menu?
I don't know. I don't know if I ever said this to you, but I always say if Moonrise had to pick competition, it'd be street food. I always say this because like Moonrise, when we're talking about the food, I focus so much on taste. It has to be like no way it's that good, And I feel like a lot of restaurants they're very good and they hit the mark, but they miss that mark of like when you're gonna go to like Bangkok and like some auntie's gonna make you a papaya salad and you're like, no way this is that good. Like, no, how is this so good? And I think that like street food plays a very big role because street food focuses a lot on taste and I focus a lot on taste. Like I said, I'm a casual chef cooking fine dining, So for me, I always make that joke, like my competition is street food because I want to make food as good as street food. Because if they can do it for like 10 dirhams and I'm not doing it for like 1,000 dirhams, come on, man. I'm not doing something right. That's how I see it. Of course, every chef has their own vision they want to execute, but I'm always inspired by how amazing people are able to make their food amazing in street food, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Because, and again, I'm sure that you had some amazing experiences in Bangkok.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, 100%. Food was so good, and very spicy food.
How was the weather?
Man, everyone says it's hot. It's not hot. Here it's hot. I was walking like 10 kilometers a day. It was like 30 degrees outside. It's humid. Yeah, whatever. Just put extra deo. You'll sweat less, you'll smell less. Done. Problem solved. You know what I mean? So I had no issues. I actually enjoyed the outdoorness a lot. So I don't know and now it's like summer, like supposed to be so normal for me.
Yeah, it's meant. Yeah, everybody's like, oh, come on. But no. The reason why I'm saying that is because again, when people go to your restaurant, there are certain dishes which are about street food and all that kind of, and people really talk about it as it is like the dish. But it's not just with one dish. All of the dishes have got these really beautiful touches. And then on top of that, the layer that I want to also discuss is the baking that you do, the bread. Because again, if you do a little bit of sort of research, you loved baking earlier on.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not sure if you still, have the time.
Yeah, big time.
Do
Bread
it
is
now.
bread is gold, man.
But yeah, so I want to talk about the bread that you're famous for.
Okay.
So originally, you were doing a lot of research and development for sourdough, right?
Yes.
Lots of different types of sourdough. And then you've managed to sort of put 3 different breads into in one almost, and then finish it on the char grill.
Yeah.
Right? Tell me about where all of that process came from, because it's extremely technical, Solomon.
It's very technical. We always have 2 guys at any given time in the team, 2 to 3 guys that know how to make it. Even like me, if I have to make it, I have to like practice for 1 day. It's not easy at all. It's
Right.
very about timing and humidity and just like a sense of the moment. But that bread is I really really love that bread. It's like, everyone compliments that bread a lot, and I love that people love it, obviously. And if I show you the recipe, no way, it's like 5 ingredients.
That's it.
It's like 5. It's like pasta madre, like the not pasta madre, like the mother masa, like yesterday's dough.
Sure.
Yeast, flour, salt, and flour and salt, and that's it.
That's
and
it.
2 types of flour, yeah. That's it. It's just about, like, remember what I said? It's about the chef, not about the recipe. It's about the execution and the care, and I care about the dough, and I want the maximum gluten development, and I want it to rise to the best. And like, hey, I'm not happy with this bread, make it again. And like it's really about the care. And like I always put the people in my team with the most consistent character. I tell them to make. They're in charge of the bread and the dough.
Wow.
Because the dough is like you have to guide it. It's like a baby. It can't guide itself. You have to have a very consistent character to guide the dough in the right way. It's really about feeding the dough. And once you're able to get into that deep nuanced understanding of your recipes, you unlock something really special like this bread.
And what are you serving it with?
I don't know. We served it with cheese sauce. We serve it with butter. We serve it with, you can eat it with anything. I would eat it with a nice nihari.
Because it's beautiful. And in which part of the are you serving it first?
No, we
bread?
serve it in the middle.
Ah, okay.
So like right before the hot dishes. Then you get people full from the beginning, and then like
Right, yeah.
when you keep them hungry at the beginning but not too hungry, there's an element of tease and there's an element of satisfied. So you can build the meal that way. When you're giving bread at the beginning, it's like, today I had a meal and I ate 4 breads at the beginning. Sorry, for lunch, and I was like I didn't enjoy a single dish after. I'm like, man, what the hell? Like
4 breads.
and like 3 kinds of olive oil.
Wow, that's very
I don't
heavy.
know, man. I'm not even a binge eater. I don't know how this. Like, I don't know. I just talking and eating bread, and it just happened that I ate like half a kilo of bread.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So you don't put it at the beginning, because
Okay.
that's what happens when you put it at the beginning. Because people are hungry, they're gonna look for anything. I didn't eat since yesterday. Bread. Okay. Bread. Okay. You don't give people bread at the beginning. Never.
So
And by the way, when you give people bread in the middle, there's more intention. It's like, I
Yes.
have precisely decided that right now I want the bread for you.
okay,
You know.
it's not. It's a course, but it's not a course.
I don't care. For me, like, I can't look at meals as binary. Like I don't care if it's a course. I don't care if it's not a course. Everything is, it's a flow of these things, these synergies, right? So like, there's a small dish. Is it a course? Is it a big dish? A canapé? Is it a course? It doesn't matter. It matters about the whole meal and how they flow and synergize with one another. So like, some people are like, how is a Michelin star restaurant serving a bread as a course? I'm like, I don't talk in course languages. I don't care if it's a course or not. I'm just serving you bread, and I want you to enjoy it. You know, we don't have to think in rigid structures. I'm not saying that to you. I'm saying that to a lot of people that say that to
I
me.
understand.
Like, how is the bread? I don't care if it's a course or not. It's the bread, and this is the perfect timing for it, and it's warm, and you'll burn your fingers touching it. Give it 30 seconds and enjoy. You know.
So, but again, the bread, I want to understand it from the baking perspective
Yes,
that
sir.
I'm thinking about from my baking brain.
Baking perspective. Tell me.
So, how long are you fermenting it for?
24 hours.
So you have the old mother dough,
Yes, I have yesterday's dough.
and then you make the dough.
Yeah, so I have yesterday's dough, and I made my bread for the guests and blah blah, and I kept like half a kilo on the side.
Right.
And then I made my new dough, and while I'm mixing the flour and the whatever's together, at that point I'm gonna add like half a kilo, whatever it is, of yesterday's dough, and that way you're keeping it alive.
Right. Yes.
You're keeping it alive. It adds a nice story. It adds a nice touch. Again, it shows care. You can never undervalue care. People love seeing not that you care for them, you care for everything that you do. They love seeing that. It gives them so much confidence and peace in you. And it's like, you're building a story with care. You're building that bread. We don't need it. We don't have a bread kneader or anything like that.
Don't need it.
No, we don't need the bread. We do stretch and folds,
Okay.
which is the best way to get gluten development
by
for a small
hand.
batch of breads, all by hand. So that, because when you're kneading it, it's like 30 seconds more, or no, it's over kneaded, or it's too hot, it's not, whatever. When you're doing stretch and folds, it's like you're literally doing this, and again, it 4 times, and you're flipping it 90 degrees, and that's it when you're doing a stretch and fold. So you're able to touch the dough and really read it. It's like, it's a bit like hot today. Maybe I should just do 4 stretch and folds. Seems like the gluten's going well, you know?
Right.
So it's always about feeling. You need to touch food with your hands, not with gloves.
Yeah.
Never with
I'm with
gloves,
you.
know?
I hate
The
gloves.
food needs to talk to you directly.
And how wet is that dough?
It's quite wet. I think it's 75% hydration.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we cook it on heat that is higher than higher or equal heat than a Neapolitan pizza oven. We cook it on the charcoal. So you have a dough that is wetter than Neapolitan pizza dough, that is cooked heat-wise in the same kind of environment. So that's why you get this like marshmallow bread.
Yes.
And people are like, oh, what did you do? Butter, bro. There's no butter, no eggs, no milk, no sugar, nothing.
And you're cooking it directly on the charcoal?
We're cooking it directly on the charcoal.
Whoa.
No, not directly like touching. Like this is the charcoal. I have
sure,
like a
sure,
grill
sure.
like this, And then we have this. People use the Japanese fan. I don't
Yes,
like
yes,
it.
yes.
We use the gun from Amazon.
Nice.
You know which one I'm talking about?
Yes,
To clean your
yes.
laptop. We use it on the charcoal.
But what a phenomenal flavor.
It's all about the technique, man. It's
Really?
all about, you know what? It's not even about. It's about the care. It's about how much you care.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So it's just for me to understand, because it's such a beautiful thing to show the guest, really. So then, after these 4 years,
Yes.
you honed in for the first 2 years. You said you were really honing the craft, making sure that everybody was happy.
Yes.
You were pushing yourself, pushing the boundaries, and then the last 2 years, you said, this is where you were really.
You mean first 2 years and last 2 years?
Yeah, and the
Yes.
last two, I mean, like the last 2
Yeah, yeah,
years,
yeah.
you were really in your stride, super confident, really very,
Especially
very
last
happy.
year.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Especially, yeah.
So, Solomon, I want to understand,
Yes.
as a chef, there's a point in a chef's life where he's on the pass, he or she is on the pass, plating up, looking at everything going out, and that everything is in constant flow. And I want to talk about last year, because you said especially last year. So tell me, what was the deal there?
I think last year was the first time that I really saw like us serving guests and creating menus where we were really like hitting the guests in the heart, and it meant a lot to me. I think last year was the year, like we've always had, like, 'cause we have very, like our regular guests. I don't care how successful Moonrise guests gets. I book for them. They have my WhatsApp. I book for them. I don't
Still?
care. I don't care. Yeah, they're like my family. Like I'll travel with them. I don't care. Like I exist because of you, and we are now family, and that's how it is.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I am so grateful to my guests. Look, my eyes are getting red even talking about. I'm so grateful to my guests because they changed my life. And so I think seeing that many guests coming back and coming back and coming back and coming back, it really made me feel like, man, you're doing something right. You have to understand what is the essence of the right thing you're doing and expand on that. And before the renovation, I asked all of our regulars so many times, what's your favorite thing about Moonrise? Please tell me, what's the best thing about Moonrise? What's the best thing about Moonrise? And I was compiling just like a list of like the most common answers and the this and the this and the that, so I can make sure that we don't lose why or what our guests love about what we do. I don't want to lose that.
So I have to dig into that, Solomon,
Yes, sir.
as a scientist brain.
Yes, sir.
So you must have had roughly how many guests did you ask that question?
Maybe like 10 to 15 of our like best buddy guests.
And so what were, let's say, the top 3 answers?
So first answer is people don't like me changing. No, the most answer that I got, and I really wasn't expecting this, and honestly, like it meant a lot to me because like I'm so in my own I'm so in my own world that I don't realize is that always I got like me, like people come for me, which which is a bit
That's
of
awesome, no?
it's awesome, but it's like fuck, I have to be here every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when you're here, I feel comfortable, and then always like always. But that was the most answer, and I was very shocked by it. You know, I didn't expect it. Like for me, I'm just a guy cooking. You know,
But
I
it's a
didn't
huge
realize
compliment,
yeah,
no?
I didn't realize that that's how comfortable I was making them. Of course, I was trying, but and then obviously the team, like everyone in our team, all of our guests knows everyone in the team is like that. You know what I mean? Um, so like me and the team like was the two individual answers that I got the most. Like basically alluring to a comfort.
Sure.
When you go over and reach the bottom line, they were talking about comfort. We're making them feel very comfortable, very at home. This is their place. This is where they want to be. And you know, one thing is that we don't change the menu that much. We evolve the menu, and people love that because it's like a lot of our guests, they get that home feeling in Moonrise. When you have a home feeling, you want to eat like your home food, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
You know, so but I was very shocked because my focus is taste. That was a third, and that was number three. Number one and two is like me and the team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sorry guys, and yeah, those were the three answers that I got the most. I think people like that it's very like, this is my home and you're in my home and welcome to my home, and like I will literally dodge a bullet for you, you're in my home. And I think that people, they understand that and they love that. So I was very worried about the renovation, and people go like, they're going down the bling route, or
Right,
this
okay.
or that. It's like, and I really wanted to make sure that our renovation was actually a grounded renovation in who we are,
Yeah.
and not a losing the essence, getting lost in the sauce kind of renovation.
So before we talk about the renovation,
Yes, sir.
The other thing
Take
that
your time.
The other thing that I want to also discuss is that those small yet some people would say they're simple touches. For me, I think they're touches of brilliance and elegance. Is when you've got that sort of menu card, which not only states the menu, but it has the name of the guest, which I think is so crucial to have, because it just, again, it makes
What do
you
you mean?
feel at home.
Like the welcome card.
The welcome
yes,
card.
Yes.
You know,
You know, we started doing a new thing. We
what?
find out where you're from, and we write it in your language.
no way.
I swear to God. And people are like, how do you know how to write like Russian or like Ukrainian or like because these are not easy languages to write. Like I don't know what this alphabet is called, but like people are like, wait, how did you write this better than I could have written it? You know?
But how is that? How is the guests' faces when you've done this?
And then they said, who wrote this? Who's
And they start talking to you in their language.
It's like, no, bro, we just chat GPT'd
Yeah.
it, man, and we wrote it
Right.
as per how we understood the font to express itself.
But why did you start doing those things?
Well, again, I want people to feel at home. I want people to feel comfortable. I want people to feel disarmed. You know, like, yeah, I don't know. I want people to realize that we care about them a lot, and that we can't have what we have without them. So if we can't have what we have without them, like what is writing a card in your language? What is it? Okay, I don't know the language. 15 minutes of my time. Okay, done. Or like someone in my team's time that they care about that guest and they wrote it, done. You know, I'm not the one that writes the cards.
No, but still, I mean,
But yeah.
that touch.
But those touches are really important.
very
I think.
sentimental to some people.
Yeah. You know, like, and I think that it's very cool because when I write, let's say where are you from in my head? Let's say you're German. You're not from Germany in my head, but like, let's say you're German.
Yeah.
And I took the time to write your name and to write welcome in German, and I used ChatGPT to find out what your region, how they say welcome in your dialect, whatever. And I write it for you. This was done just for you. I didn't do a cool touch that I gave everyone. This was just for you. I didn't do this for anyone else. And I think that really makes people feel seen. And the most important thing is people want to feel important and seen and cared about. More than the food is good. I always tell the team this. People don't leave with that dish was amazing. People leave with a feeling. And then they hear Moonrise. What is the feeling they get when they hear Moonrise? Good? Amazing? Your eyes light up? Perfect. Then we did a good job. You know? And I for me, my food is my favorite food in the world. Like, I cook for myself. Everyone else is invited. But if you don't like my food, if you don't like my food, right? But you come to my restaurant, you felt amazing, you're gonna come back. And if you loved my food and you think it's the best food you've ever had, and you didn't feel amazing, you're not gonna come back.
Again, forgive me. Before the renovation, the other thing I have to address
Yes,
is
sir.
your love of Dubai street food.
Yes, Dubai in general.
Because again, a lot of chefs generally and foodies, they tend to sort of go to the sort of higher end restaurants.
They
let's
always
say.
go to each other's restaurants,
Yes.
or I know what you mean.
But I want to know also, because I think what you need to do is do a chef's or a foodie guide
Now we do it in Moonrise.
to all of these super cool places
we
where
have
you go
a postcard which it says Dubai food tour, and it's like a drawing, like a postcard from the 1960s, and on the back is a QR code and it says please support our friends.
No
There's
way.
biryani places, there's like Filipino could be Filipino places, there's like I don't know, because like 50 restaurants now. There's like shawarma places, there's Rafali Bros, there's 145. If I like it, it's there. You know what I mean?
Is the list ever growing or
The
changing?
list
or?
is ever growing, ever changing. Sometimes I remove restaurants. But like it's really about giving a like for me it's very important that the things are real, you know, and I'm communicating really to you what I think is good food and what I think is you can't get this somewhere else, you know, and there's a lot of things you can't get anywhere else in the world, and you can only get them in Dubai.
But then for me, I think it's a certain way of doing research and development, especially with the street food.
Yeah.
Because you've been here all your life.
Yeah.
You know what's good, you know what's bad. But the places that have stayed most consistent with street food, what is that magic sauce?
You want me to tell you?
Yes.
Care. People that care.
Pure.
Like my favorite biryani place is a Pakistani biryani place. It's called Pak Liari. So it's a Liari style, so like Karachi style biryani, which a lot of people would agree is the best biryani in the world. Not everyone, a lot of people. I'm part of I don't know, I don't have favorite biryani. I love biryani, but like it's one of the best biryanis in the world. And they have like 10 locations. Every single location has been the best biryani I ever had. And I never understood why. And then one day I went with Rashmi from 50 Best. I took her to a location. I sent her the wrong location in Nahda. I'm like, oh man, I'm driving to Nahda. I don't want to drive to Nahda. And we go there, and coincidence, their chef is there, like the chef of the company, like
Right.
Pagliari is there, and he's like an older gentleman. I believe his name was Ali, and he doesn't even speak English, so he was like translating. Like we were getting someone to translate from Urdu, and like he was talking to Rashmi. I have no idea what they were saying, but she was the one translating to me, and she was like, "This guy's been working there since 2008. Unless he's sick or traveling, he has personally witnessed every single batch of biryani that this restaurant has ever made. Their central kitchen is in Al Nahda, and every single motherfucking biryani comes out of that central kitchen into a van and into the restaurant, into one of their restaurants, because biryani transports very well. It's not like a loss of quality thing." And when someone cares this much, you're gonna get the best biryani in the world whichever of their locations you go to. So I think the most thing that I see in street food is care. My favorite shawarma place is a place called Al Farrouj Shawarma. This is these guys, they build a business like the right way. These guys, like they're making good money, and they're making really good shawarma, and it's all because of their consistency.
Where's the location?
It's behind Moonrise. It's on
Ah,
Al Badar
okay.
Road. Badar Road it's called. I don't know. Yeah. Badar Road.
So, because again, the other question I want to ask you is,
There's one of my places. I'll give you another example. There's a Mendi place. I'm not going to say the name because I'm going to give a context to the story that if I say the name, I make them look bad. There's this guy. He owns a Mendi place. He's Yemeni. He's next to Moonrise, my favorite Mendi or Yemeni restaurant in Dubai. Him and his brother own the restaurant. His brother is in jail for whatever reason. His brother is helping him run the restaurant from jail. And he's running the restaurant, and he's there every single day.
wow.
Like, these are people that care about their business. The guy's in jail, God knows what he did, and he's running his business with his brother from jail. You know, like the most thing that you see is that these people, they care.
But it's genuine care
They
as well,
care.
right?
They care like they're caring about their child. You know, and it's very, very, very. I love seeing that. It makes me feel very warm.
So then, Solemann, again.
And I hope I can have. I hope that I can have it in me to be like that forever.
No, of course,
you know?
man. I don't think you're going to lose that touch.
Of course, but I hope not. But like, yeah.
The other one is from a constructive point of view. What do you feel is the thing that when not necessarily chefs, but restaurateurs or owners, when they're going into a space to open restaurants, what are those mistakes and misconceptions that they get wrong?
Like what? Like what do you mean?
Well, coming into a market like Dubai, because there are thousands and thousands and thousands of restaurants, and people come here to open businesses all the time, right?
So Dubai, when it comes to the market, there's a zeitgeist. There is no way, or it's very hard for someone, in my opinion, in Dubai to succeed if you do not hit the zeitgeist of the city.
Which is what?
I don't have to be careful because you're also asking me to talk about my peers in a way, right?
No. It's just about advice.
The most important thing for anyone that wants to come to Dubai is you have to understand Dubai. People feel offended and abused by the idea of I come from another country, I'm gonna open a restaurant in your city, I'm gonna make it. People hate that, and like people have seen these kind of restaurants open for maybe for 5 years or for 10 years. I've seen them open for 29 years. I remember from the days of like Gordon Ramsay, man. Gordon Ramsay in his peak maximum, whatever. He had a restaurant in the Creek that didn't work out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I think that Dubai the market is a market that craves understanding. It craves to be understood. You need to understand it. And I always have this fear of like, I need to be in touch. And like, my advantage is that I don't need to research the market in the sense that I am the market because you know what I mean. But regardless, I never want to lose that touch. I never want to lose the focus on keeping aligned with the zeitgeist of the city. And I think that Dubai loves bombastic flavors, high energy food, high energy food for a high energy city.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of my dishes, like I'm sure if I cook them in London, New York, no, but I'm sure if I cook them in some parts of the world, this too salty, this too rich, this it's like but for people in Dubai, it's like, yeah, but it's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what it is. You know what I mean? You have to. It's not that it's too salty. It's that you're not allowing yourself to go in a higher state of energy to accept the power that the food gives you. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yes.
You know, and it disturbs your zen in a way. Food here, it just gives you energy, breathes energy into your lungs, like I said earlier. You know, and I think that people really need to make sure that they understand the city in a very real way, in a very genuine way, and not in a yo, I'm from another country, I'm gonna make money here. That this is not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And like I always give the example of Jason, who did a very good job because he came to Dubai. He has some history with Dubai. He tied, and I always, every time we like start talking, I'm like telling him like, Jason, this was one of the best things you ever did in your life. I don't know the things you've done in your life, but I know that this is one of the best things you've ever done, which is that he came to Dubai. He understood he's not from here, but he understood he has some kind of historical connection to Dubai. He opened his restaurants, and he just went on this like push of like connecting himself with the city. And I think that he did a really good job at that. And I think that he's really integrated himself into the eyes of the market. Doesn't matter if the eyes of the chef, matter the eyes of the market. Market is what the market is. The eyes of the market, he to a great extent became a Dubai chef, a chef of Dubai. And I think that's something that people need to focus on when they open a restaurant here. It's very important.
100%.
And Jason did it really, really well. He's like the gold standard, I would say, for this.
I mean, he's such a respected chef, and also he's also super humble.
Yeah,
that's what I love about him, because he's got such a phenomenal history when it comes to high-end fine dining. But at the same time, he is extremely humble, and you're absolutely right. He's tied himself to the city in such a way. Really,
he understood that this is something that needs to work. He needs to do. You know, it's like I don't know. I think a lot of people, they come here and they don't realize. It's like, Imagine I go to like Hong Kong and I'm like, I don't like Hong Kong food. I'm going to cook Middle Eastern food and you guys have to like it. Like, how would people in Hong Kong feel? Like, everyone go like, what the hell are you? Okay, good luck.
But do you know what the worst part is? People do that.
Yeah,
they do that. And then they wonder why they fail.
All around the world. It's all about alignment. You have to know who you're cooking for. And like, if I ever open a restaurant in Hong Kong, for sure I'm going to reduce the amount of reduction in salt in my food. For sure. No chance I'll succeed otherwise, for example. because my understanding is that the food there should have less salt and less intensity and more
Right.
whatever. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I need to understand, and that's why I'm very careful about moving to Saudi. And we get a lot of offers. I'm like, yeah, bro, thank you. I will think about it, because I've seen all of these people come to Dubai and it didn't work out. It's my whole life, 29 years, I've seen this happen. I don't want to be that guy in Saudi. You know what I mean? So if I ever do something in Saudi, I have to really connect myself with the cities that I'm gonna be working with.
So now is the time where we're going to talk about Moonrise 0.20.
Yes, sir.
First of all, why did you decide to sort of close the restaurant and then revamp it?
I mean, ideally, if you're opening a restaurant in another location, you don't close it and you just jump locations. You close for like 1 or 2 weeks and you jump locations. But we were staying in the same location. I think our location is sick, in a good way sick. And I think that I've noticed this, that big restaurants their stability is not guaranteed in Dubai. Because one bad month is bankruptcy in big restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Small restaurants are much more sustainable, and spreading your eggs, having a basket with an ostrich egg, or having many baskets with many eggs, small chicken eggs or quail eggs, is a much more sustainable approach. You know, like there's no going back from failing a 10 million dirham investment, 15 million dirham investment, 20. How are you going to pay for that? They're going to sell your cat to make you pay for that. You know what I mean? And it's always about controlled expansion, controlled growth. I think our location is amazing. I found a way to add 2 more seats. People love our location. I found a way to make the kitchen smaller and more efficient and give more space to the guests. And I'm like, you know, we inherited that space 4 years ago and we just slapped on renovations on the existing space. And I'm like, what if we just restart from scratch? And I was starting to feel that burn like on my neck of like, you can't it's like success is a bit like money in a bank account. Inflation's gonna eat it if you don't grow it. You know what I mean?
So when did you make that decision?
We made that decision a very long time ago, but getting things going, planning, blah blah blah. That was the challenging part. So we made that decision in, I think it was a year ago. We made the decision to stay in that location and to renovate in that location and to spend an amount of money that wouldn't send us to jail if worst comes to worst. You know what I mean? Like be more wise about how we're spending money. You know what I mean? And I always think to myself, it's very important to like not risk the money that you need and have for money you don't need and don't have.
Yes.
Always I say this to myself. You know? So controlled growth, small space. It's still very expensive. It's still giving me fucking shivers at night. It's still giving me all of the headaches. I'm like, wow, imagine I opened a big space. How would I have felt then, you know? It's like you're in the hole for like years. Oh,
yeah.
No way, man. No way. Whereas here, like, you know, like you saved up and I think it's a much more approachable way to do it.
So who's designing the kitchen, front of house? Is it all you? Or are you working with the designer or the original designer?
So I'm very hands-on, but the design team... So the whole idea of this project is that I want to work with... I want this project to be touched by people that have been touched by Dubai. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it needs to be a project that is built in, by, and for this city. It's very important that's what's done. So our architect, she grew up here between Dubai and Oman. She is the head architect of H&H Interior Design. H&H is a very big developer, H&H Brightstar, very big developer in the region, which is a company that is owned by the Sheikh. So it's a company grown in and by Dubai. So it's someone that grew up in Dubai working for a company that has recently become up and coming in Dubai. A lot of the materials are local. We're using palm wood for the table.
Oh my God.
First of its kind, man. No one's ever done shit like this before. Palm wood for the table. Terrazzo is like local manufacture from Fujairah. Terrazzo for the floors to reminisce the 90s. And I think obviously like my faucet's gonna be a nice German faucet I buy from
yeah.
something whatever, but like to a
Yeah.
great extent, like it has to it has to channel a certain story, and I think that working with people that understand that the story is built into them, you don't even need to explain to them, is very important, and that's why I'm very excited to work with the interior designers that we're working with.
But how are you going to sort of capture that story from an even greater perspective? So you're adding an addition. So currently it's 12 or 14 seats though.
Currently it's 12 seats, we're gonna make it 14 seats.
14 seats.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
You're still going to be you're turning it twice, as in so the 6 or the 9 o'clock seating.
Yeah.
Food, obviously, we know it's going to be phenomenal. Are you?
Inshallah.
Yeah, of course it will. Are you adding? And when it comes to the local touches, as in and what I mean by that is that local farmers, things like that, local produce. How much of that story is important to you?
It's very
within the
important to
menu?
me because I want to support these people. I want their stories to be heard. I want to create a business or businesses in the long term, even in the medium term, that or even in the short term, that that support an ecosystem, and not only support the existing ecosystem but support the growth of the ecosystem. And I think it's very important for me. But like my only threshold is quality. If you're local but not good quality, I'm not going to work with it. If it's local and not good quality, no way I'm going to work with it. But if it's local and it's good quality, man, cancel everything else. I'm working with it now. We used to have this like my favorite dish in Moonrise, what is that? Alfredo pasta. I don't know if you've had that dish. Alfredo pasta. It's like fast
That's
food
your
from the 90s.
favorite dish.
Oh yeah. So we used to man, it's like 3 sauces, one veloute made out of chicken jus, one actual chicken jus, one sauce made of 3 types of aged Parmigiano from brown cows, and the cave was in this area of Italy at this time. Like all of this, like whatever, all of this philosophy, and but like we used to make it with lobster. And it was good lobster. It was either Canadian or French lobster. It was good lobster. Okay, whatever. It was lobster filling, lobster ravioli with like Alfredo sauces. It was my favorite dish. And then one day, everyone's like, we had this period where everyone's like, chef, everyone is like, this month we have like 20 shellfish allergies. We have to do something. Like we can't we don't want to make another dish. Just please let us use the same sauces and just make another pasta for them, please. And because I've really distanced myself from the production in kitchen. I don't want to deal with supplier. How many scallops, hamachi? If there's a mistake, you're cooked, and I'm not in charge of it. It's like, chef, what do I do? I'm not gonna tell you what to do. You're gonna solve it, and if it's not solved, you're cooked. This is how I give people agency,
Right.
And then they're like, then in the moment they're stressed, and at night it's like, wow, chef, thanks. Like I really was able to figure it out on my own. You have to create self-sustaining people. Anyways, so I'm out of production. They're coming to me like, chef, this is like, we have to make another dish in the middle of service. Please no. Said okay. I went to one of my guys, Gary. I'm like, Gary, like he used to work in an Italian restaurant in Peru. He's like, yeah. I'm like, do you have a good recipe for mushroom filling? Because like that sauce is cheese with chicken, with cheese and chicken. So
Right.
it's 3 sauces. So I'm like, it's like maximum umami. I'm like, wow, what if we did it out of mushroom induction? So he just made it. He made it for me, and then I seasoned it in my bombastic, crazy way. And I was like, whoa, this recipe is like fucking crazy. And we ended up finding local mushrooms to make it out of from Below Farms in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, no way.
Shiitake mushrooms. And that dish, when you look at it, it's like the most whatever dish on Moonrise. It's like whatever. What is this, Alfredo pasta? Are you joking? But actually, it's the essence of Moonrise. It's an American dish made with French sauces, Italian pasta and cheese, and Japanese mushrooms that are grown in Abu Dhabi.
But that's
What the hell is that,
incredible,
man? What the hell is that?
But what a story to have.
You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. Like, are you serious? And then I'm like, wow. I made a dish and it tasted better, and we removed the lobster dish, by the way. Then I'm like, wow, we have local mushroom. When I'm making pasta out of it, it's costing me like 20 dirhams less in food cost. I could take that money, put it in my pocket, or I could take that money and make the experience better over there. So it's a win-win. I have a newfound budget for whatever I want. I am supporting a local business. It's a local ingredient, and it's better than the fucking Canadian lobster, man. Why am I gonna use the Canadian lobster? I don't want the Canadian lobster anymore. And it's like when I'm able to create these moments with the team, it's really like this is what we're supposed to do. So yes, we found these amazing quality mushrooms. Yes, there's good quality tomatoes and whatever, but it has to be committed to quality. But also, people need to remember the ecosystem is not just what grows out of the soil. The ecosystem is people like Chang. The guy grew up here, went to
Yes.
Emirates College, whatever. I have to see him at 9:30. I'm probably gonna go so late because of this podcast. My business is pushing an ecosystem that he is part of. His supply chain company, which he sells Japanese ingredients. But the guy grew up here. His company's like dad's company's like 30 years old here, whatever. So I think that it's very important to promote the growth of an entire ecosystem, not just the ingredients, not just the companies, but the whole thing. If that makes any sense.
Do you know what was also really interesting, Solomon? I want to get your take on this because from your brain. Over the past, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 18 months, your face has been plastered all over
The airport.
The airport.
It's not there anymore.
Oh, who took
I need to
over?
call MasterCard. Go like, come on, guys. Come on, guys. What the hell, man? Yeah.
And you know, you being a Dubai kid, how has Dubai given back to you? Because you talk a lot about how much you want to give back to Dubai, so on and so forth. But it's like, you know, Moonrise now for me is
very easy.
It's a Moonrise is a destination. It's a
very
global
easy.
destination that people have to go to if they come to Dubai.
Me and Dubai are bros. You take care of me, I take care of you. That's always how it is. Like I grew up in this city and there was nothing here. And this city grew up and I was no one in it. And I wanna make sure that like my restaurant becomes the best restaurant in the history of the universe in my city, and we just grow together.
Right.
Me and Dubai are bros. So we take care of each other. That's how I look at it.
Do you feel proud of what you've achieved here so far?
Let me think. I mean, like I'm happy that I was able to do a lot of good things for a lot of people and support people and create a cuisine and make food that I'm proud of, that people are proud of. But I think again, I'm here for the process. So it's very rare that I will stop and go like, looking back, I don't do this. So like, yeah, there's a level of pride, but there's also a level of like, bro, that's all you've done, bro. Yalla. Always.
True.
You know, so I focus more on the pushing myself than on the patting myself on the back and massaging myself and saying good job.
No, sure.
You know,
But I mean, there must be at times, you know, when you're alone and sort of reflecting back to
yeah.
think,
sometimes
to
I'm like,
think,
yo, what the fuck was
Jesus,
these last 4
you know,
years?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. This it happens sometimes, but I don't let it mellow. I don't let it like mellow around.
I don't
like,
think just the
go
last
away.
4 years. I mean, think about from the age you started to cook professionally to where you are now.
Yeah.
I mean that's a very steep sort of learning curve and what trajectory. You know, it's phenomenal. And I told you last time, all of the chefs, whether it's Abu Dhabi, Dubai, globally, there's a lot of respect for what you have done, not just for the city, but you know the way you've approached things.
You know, I never noticed these things. Like I really notice these things because I'm so focused on my work. Like I don't do this for like this like, wow, I'm such a good guy.
No.
Of course I don't
not.
do this at all for any of this. I do this because is this love of creating. That's what it is. I just love building things. I love it. I fucking love it so much. And sometimes like you get like people and like I realize how people view me. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't notice that. You know, like you get kids. Oh, I've been studying you for 4 years for this, for that. I didn't know that. What do you mean? I didn't know that. So I guess like I don't get the chance to have a visibility on the power or leverage of my name or brand because I'm always so busy focusing on building and growing it more.
Yeah, not yet.
You know, and I always tell my business partner, I'm like, man, you're so lucky. I built the brand for us, and he was able to capitalize on it. I'm like, bro, I'm still here building the brand.
But then for yourself, so now you know the renovation is happening.
Yeah.
I want to understand, you know, how are you then staying up to date with the latest food trends, what you want to do, how you want to push, and the aspirations of moving forward with the restaurant? Because there must be a lot going on.
It's a lot of work now. Like now I'm in the middle of like the construction, which is like.
But you've gone
How
through
do I
that process
explain
before. No,
construction?
you went through that process before.
No, not like this, because now I have an existing team that's on payroll. I have a like
Right.
you get there's like how do I explain this? Like
So
it's
how many people are in the team total now?
15.
15.
Yeah.
Right. And before you started Moonrise, how many was it?
4. 4
Four.
or 5. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So then there is that sort of pressure, of course, financially.
Yeah, it's like it's like so like this is like something that I really love about myself, and people hate it about me, but they love it in hindsight. Like my team, they hate this about me, but in hindsight, it's like, wow, that was good. Thank you, chef. Is I always tell people one thing, like, guys, we live in a world of results. Results. The world only measures results. So I always tell the guys, I'm like, this is how I'm being with the contractors now, and they're not used to like someone like me. They're like, what is this? I'm like, so I always give like any example of like tennis or football, or I don't like sports, but for example, I'm like, I always give my team, because these guys, they like football. I give the example of 1998 World Cup final where France won like 2-0. And I don't know if you know the story that Ronaldo, the older Ronaldo, he was drugged or something happened to him in that match, and he got sick, and the whole morale of the Brazil team, like was really down during that match, and Nike forced him to play something like this, whatever. And the guy was in a very bad position, and the whole morale of the team was so bad, and they lost the match. And I always tell the team, I have never met a single person in my life go like, man, 1998 World Cup, Brazil could have won, but I don't. France won, Brazil lost. This world is a world of results. If you got the result hard, good for you. If you got the result easy, good for you. This is a world of results, and we only measure results. It's winning or dying. There's nothing else in this world. Nothing else. And this is how I always talk to the team, and this is how I motivate them and push them to work very hard,
So Solomon, I'm with you on that when it comes to the chefs and the team.
But contractors don't understand that.
They don't get it. And I think there's a lot I can say about contractors, but respectfully, of course. So how did you get that message across that they have a deadline to meet and they must meet it?
You're just rigid. There's no opening for delays. There's no opening for this. There's like, there is just a very comfortable space within walls that cannot be moved. That's the best way to explain it. It's like, what do you mean? Like, no way. Like the other day, the guy called me. He was like, and I'm very crazy about in this way. The guy, one of the project manager called me. He's like, man, we might have a delay on the floor. We've already had some delays on the floor because of da. And now we have public holiday and we have weekend. And he was actually stressed. He was trying to solve the problem. He wasn't like making excuses. And then he was like, what do we do? I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. I called one of my guys. He's the guy. He's our PRO, but he's the get it done guy. He's the guy. It's like, can you do this? Like, I need you to do this. It's like, chef, I can't. I'm like, okay, I'm entering a meeting. It's done. Tell me how you did it in 2 hours, and I cut the call. Like, this is how I am with him. This is how I am with the whole team. And then I'm like, you need to find a guy in Fujairah to go pick up the terrazzo tiles from the supplier, and they need to be inside Moonrise construction site before 4 p.m. No, we can't. How are we gonna do it? I don't know. I know it's. I live in a future where it's already done. That's what I know. And then it ended up getting done, and we got the tiles, and the floor wasn't delayed. Like you like it's just, you always have to be on top of these things, and you always have to, like, I guess, lead by example. Like, the guy was like, "How did you get the tiles?" I'm like, "I didn't get the tiles. I just live in a world of results. Did I get the tiles or did I not get the tiles? That's the world I live in. I got the tiles done. Next, how can I support? Like, this is like, I'm so hands on in this project because I cannot have delays. I want to go back to work. I'm so bored.
So when are you? So what's the plan between, let's say,
our contractor is very good,
between now to opening day? I mean, are you doing more development, or is it more about the build? What's going on with you in your mind? Are you going to different restaurants, for example? Are you traveling again?
I'm traveling. I just came back from Bangkok. I did a collab, was it 10 days ago, almost 2 weeks ago, which was really fun with Adrian, who is the only boss I've ever had, by the way. I don't know if anyone knows this. The only job I've ever had before being self-employed. Like, I don't know, like, to be honest, like, I use this, I'm just bored. I just want to go back to work. Like,
you just want to smash it.
I just want to go back to work. like I just want to go back to work. And I know that this is part of the process, but this is not a very enjoyable part of the process.
Yeah, but it has to be done in order
It has to be done
for things
It has
to
be done.
grow.
It's necessary investment of time, of resources, of a lot of sales, of time to create dishes because I don't have a kitchen right now, of a lot of things. But it's necessary, and I know it's necessary. And no matter how stressed I am, I know this is what I have to do. The stress is separate, and the need is separate.
And then regarding the menu and the opening.
Yes, sir.
So previously, just remind me of how many courses was the last menu?
I think it was 12. I don't like long menus.
Okay.
Like I keep it 10 to 12.
And you're going to keep it 12 for the
10
new
to
one?
12. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't like long menus.
Because
I get bored. Like I don't want to eat 17 courses. I don't eat 30 bites. Like leave me alone, man. I want to go like watch a movie now or something. Like I don't want to be here for like 5 hours. Like
And
it's a very Arab way of thinking.
No, but is that something also that you see across the generally that guests get bored very easily?
Yeah, and it's one of those trends that I really don't. Yeah, long menus are for the chef. Long menus are for the chef. They're not for the guest, because no guest wants to sit down on a chair for 6 fucking hours. I don't want to sit. What am I gonna do in a chair? You want to move me around for 6 hours to different rooms? Also, I don't want. I want to. This is dinner. This is called food. This is a ritual. We're human beings. We're animals. Like when you break it down, and animals, we need to eat to live, and I'm here to eat. Make it about this beautiful ritual of eating and caring about the fact that I'm eating. Don't make it something that it's not. Maybe that's me because I'm a very blunt person. That's how I see it. Maybe that's just me. But I don't like long menus, so we're gonna always keep it maximum like 14, max like
right,
max.
Okay.
So there's no defined amount, but like where I am and our menu structure is something I like very much that I do not want to change right now.
So then, roughly,
yes,
or I'm not going to say roughly. When are you opening? What's the date?
I don't have a date yet.
Okay.
I don't have a date yet because I've opened our bookings for second half of August.
Right.
So we're getting sales already in second half of August. But like I've kept like the first 2 weeks of August closed because like I want to make sure that I'm releasing bookings in a comfortable setting. So if I feel like I'm already comfortable, I'm going to launch bookings first week of August for second week of August. I'm not sure yet. But we want to make sure that we do it right. You know, and like my team is going to come back from 52 days of not working. It's not not a good thing.
So they need to get back in the flow of things, which takes time.
They're gonna get cooked, I'm sure. Like this is not gonna be an easy way back to like running the restaurant, you know? Because like you're like imagine like you're on vacation, you're sitting with your daughter having a beer every day, and now you're working 16 hours a day again. It's like it's this and it's this, you know what I mean? So it's gonna take a lot of energy out of me and out of the team to get back into the groove.
And what
so
about?
That's why I've left that 2 weeks.
And what about are you? I mean, you say you're always upgrading the menu.
Yes, sir.
Are you? So there's no full-on changes, or it's going to be everything completely brand new.
I used to change menus, and I used to like vomit in the bathroom the night before from the stress. Oh my god, what are they gonna think? It's so bad. I don't change menus anymore. I don't change menus anymore. Like it's like I always give like my like it has to evolve. You know, like we weren't bacteria, then we became fish, then we became mammals, then we became humans. It was a process. Menus should be treated the same way. You know, it's not like bacteria time over, now you're a fish. It's not how it works. So I think it's very important to like evolve, and evolving menus is very cost effective because you don't have to close the restaurant for 10 days and train the staff. And oh my god, you guys are gonna fuck it up. I'm so stressed.
Right.
Why do I want to put myself and my team through this? I don't want to do that. So that's number one. Number two is people love seeing evolution. Oh, that dish you made, you know.
True.
And the third thing is there's gonna be new dishes for sure, but it's not gonna be. I'm not gonna rewrite the formula. What I'm doing is not to kill Moonrise, the old one, and rebirth the new Moonrise. What I'm doing is to grow the ever-existing Moonrise, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely. And then in terms of aspirations for the restaurant,
yes, sir.
You mentioned that you want to make it the most incredible restaurant on the universe, which I believe it
best
will be.
Restaurant in the history of the universe.
Right. And
every day I tell myself this in the morning.
How is that trajectory going? Because in 4 years, just with Moonrise, with what you have accomplished, some people would say it's monumental and huge.
It's not enough.
Right.
And honestly, it's not enough. I can't say it's not enough in the award sense. I always tell the team this. I always tell them this before awards, before award ceremonies. Before, I always have a meeting with them, and I always tell them the word excellence. I want to own my excellence. I don't want other people or other entities or other companies to own my excellence. I want to own my own excellence. I want to be excellent for me. I don't want to be excellent because I want 3 stars. I want 3 stars for sure, but I don't want to be excellent because I want 3 stars. I want to be excellent because I want to be excellent, and the 3 stars is a result of that.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So making sure that you have ownership of your excellence is very important because it gives you the confidence to cook what you think you need to cook to be a better chef. This is the most important thing. And you know what? I don't think that it's gonna be. I don't think it's I don't think it's easy to get 3 stars if you want to be excellent for 3 stars. Because you become insecure. You don't know what the 3 stars need. When you become excellent for yourself, you're in a much better space to get the growth that you're looking for, either in an awards way or in a team way or in a finance way or in a whatever way. You have to work on yourself, and I always say this to the team: we need to be excellent for us, and attract what we want out of this world through our own excellence. I don't know if that makes any sense.
1,000,000%.
And you know what? A lot of I always say this to the team, and a lot of these award ceremonies, a lot of these award companies or whatever, they want that too. They want to evaluate people based on their understanding of themselves, not based on their understanding of what they think that they want. So I just think it's very important that we are excellent for us, and that we attract and manifest what we want to achieve in our lives, and that way you create very healthy boundaries, and you also put the team in a much better way to be in the offense to get what they want.
So when I first came here, Solemann, in 2012.
Yes, sir. Wow, that long? 13 years?
There was no Michelin guide or anything like that. And then 2013, I was asked to do a talk about Michelin. I basically, and it's still on record online.
Yeah.
Basically saying that I believe that the Michelin guide will come, and I believe that some of the best restaurants in the world will be here. And then in 2017, I went to a 3-star in Scandinavia, and they were like, "What are you doing in Dubai? You're not going to learn anything in Dubai." Fast forward to now, I believe that there's no better place in the world to be when it comes to culinary. But the other thing that you said, which was very poignant last time.
What is poignant?
It means it was very heartfelt.
Yeah.
Was that you said when you were a kid, because you had the two sides to you.
Yeah.
You had the French side and you had the Arab side.
I know where you're going with this.
You said that because of this Arab part sort of in you, sort of said that you'd never sort of amount to anything. Now it feels like this region
is on fire.
Yeah. And I mean, pushing onwards and upwards, and we are really leading the way in absolutely everything that we do. So with that respect, what are your sort of wishes, and sort of where do you see the region going when it comes to all things gastronomy?
Wow, I haven't thought of that question, to be honest. Where do I think the future is? I think the future is here. I know that the future is here. When I was like a cocky young 24-year-old chef, aspiring whatever, I always used to say that I think that the future of food is in Dubai, and I'm willing to bet my whole career on it. And I did. And that future came. That future came for me, for the city, for a lot of chefs, for a lot of people that really wanna grow and wanna be the better version of themselves. So I think that now we're no longer in the position of big breaks, like Michelin is here, or like Dubai is a gastronomy hub. Like those big breaks have happened. So I think now it's just in that process of deepening that, growing that, evolving that. Like now it's about the process, no longer about the breaks. Does that make sense?
100%. The other one I want to ask you before we start wrapping things up, you had Faz come in.
Yes.
So I want to understand, and the protocol with royal family. The Crown Prince comes in, and do you get a call? What happens? They're going to be here in 20 minutes.
I got a call. They were like, tomorrow lunch, His Highness is here. I said, guys, we're not open for lunch. They're like, but we would like His Highness, very respectful. We'd like His Highness to come. Please, could you make it happen? But I'm gonna say no. Of course, I'm not gonna say no. Come on, man. I don't want to say no. You know. And I'm like thinking, I'm like, man, this fish is from Japan. This supply chain, this and I'm like, just give me just 2 minutes. Go to the back. I'm like, guys, tomorrow, Sheikh Hamdan is coming. There is nothing in this world about this situation that I know other than yes, chef. I'm informing you, it's 8 packs or whatever it was.
Right.
No. I have informed you. I've handed over the what you need to deliver to me. Results, right? And then I told his entourage, I'm like, yeah, done. And then they came the next day, and it was a very like unexpected experience, very pleasant experience. He's very humble and very easy to talk to and very respectful as well, you know.
But I want to understand. But the other thing I want to understand is from the service point of view. All the dishes at the same time, or was it dish by dish?
It was dish by dish, and they wanted the whole experience in under an hour, preferably. I have to be careful that I'm not giving wrong information. I believe it was under an hour or more than 30 minutes, but less than an hour. There was a specific time frame, and I know I killed it. I hit it. I hit that time frame. I know it. I know that I did because I think it was 38 minutes that we did it in. I'm like, what? We did full Moonrise in 38 minutes? So
and with the explanations in English or in Arabic?
No, in English. Wow. No, in English.
Right.
But I also honestly I don't remember that day really well, like, because it was like the team didn't sleep that well. We're like all getting ready for it, you know. And like I called the building, and I'm like, because the building is owned by his brother.
Right.
I'm like, guys, Sheikh Hamdan's coming tomorrow. And I informed the owner, the CEO of H&H who works in the building. Like, he wanted to make it right. So like they sent like a painting team at 5 a.m. They painted the whole restaurant. They fixed all the corners. It was a whole thing. But it was fun to see like how, not only me, but like how teams want to be so prepared for when he comes, or when his family or entourage comes, you know. It was really cool.
What was the feedback?
He had a good time. He really liked it, and we took a photo and he left. And that was it.
Wow.
It was like intense preparation for a perfect 38 minutes. You know what I mean?
And you had service also
we had service in the evening, 2 services.
The team must have been exhausted that day. I mean, mentally.
No, wait. Yeah, we had service. I think it was on a Saturday, so it was like, guys, tomorrow's off. It's fine. It's fine.
Wow. So, Solomon, now we've come to the quick fire questions.
Please.
Save them especially for you.
Yes, sir.
First one, I know that you're going to
What do you mean save them for you?
Yeah, for you. I've saved them.
You've saved them for me.
Yes. So, your favorite ingredient, please.
My favorite ingredient.
And I knew you would love this question.
This is so bad. I'm going to say this. It's so bad. It's so bad because it's so not Middle Eastern. It's butter.
Okay. No,
I love butter, man.
Very good.
You know, at Moonrise, we use 4 kinds of butter.
4 types.
4 types of butter. We have a high quality industrial butter from Chef Middle East. A high quality beurre de barat from Chef Middle East. That one is like for basting and frying and like the butter that you usually end up throwing, but you use it for something else.
Yes.
Then we have Bordier butter, which is I don't like it for cooking, but it's a very good table butter. Then we have from Country Hill a organic pasteurized butter from Normandy. And then we have an unpasteurized organic butter from the west of France near Nantes. And we use them for different things.
Wow.
Yeah, butter is like a thing for me. Butter and salt.
Yeah, a lot of salt.
Oh, yeah.
But nice salt, though. I love
salt.
So, for street food, Karama or Deira?
Karama.
All through and through.
You know why?
No, tell me.
Because I love Malayali food from south of India, Kerala. And Karama is like little Kerala in Dubai. Like, it's all Malayali restaurants, Malayali families, Malayali communities. So it's like my favorite food is all there. So I love Karama a lot. Also, the Deira is like far. You have to. The psychology of I have to take a bridge is like, it's so far.
True, yeah.
I grew up in Riga, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
But there is a Nepali restaurant in Riga that's so good. It's called Namaste.
Namaste.
Yeah, it's a Nepali restaurant. It's so good. It's like food. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but it's so good. Nepali food is very spicy.
Okay, but you like it spicy?
Yeah, but it's like North Indian food is not spicy. It's just spiced.
Ah,
You
okay.
you don't burn, you know? So I'm like, Nepal above North India, it should be fine. What the hell is
Okay.
this? Bro, give me yogurt now.
Puri kebab or
Puri kebab, yes, sir.
shawarma al farouche.
Farouk shawarma.
Why?
Um,
From your perspective.
because Shawarma Al Farouj is an extremely consistent restaurant. It's a very consistent restaurant. It's very yummy. It's like I don't know how much MSG they put in. It's salty MSG, lemony texture. It just hits it just slaps. It just slaps. Khuri kebab is like a nice dinner that I'm gonna eat kebab in it, and it's amazing.
Okay.
Farouj shawarma fucking slaps. You know
Really?
what I mean? Have you been to Farouj?
No. So I need to go.
Farouj shawarma fucking slaps.
Really?
Yes. It's so good.
And which type of meat?
They have a sandwich that I really like. It's not done with technique, but it's done with flavor.
Uh-huh.
It's a sujuk sandwich.
Sujuk.
Yeah, sujuk shawarma. It's a very Syrian Lebanese thing. Yeah.
Okay. I'm in. Sourdough or French baguette?
Baguette. I'm so tired of sourdough bread. Sourdough. Bro, sourdough is just a kind of yeast. It's not like a revelation. Yeast is yeast, and sourdough is yeast, but in the air. It's the same thing.
Love it.
It's
Love
the same
it.
thing.
Love it.
It's not like you can digest one more or less. Baguettes just taste better. They're chewier, creamier, milkier, fully white bread flour. I'm not eating bread to pass my blood test tomorrow. Like bread is not good for you. I'm sorry. So I don't want like this whole wheat it's gonna be good, but it's not good bread. It's not good. It's done. Give me whole wheat bread, white bread. Leave me alone.
Beautiful.
You know what? Give me garlic naan with a lot of butter on it.
Yeah.
I'm not eating this bread for blood test,
yeah.
man. I'm eating this bread for enjoy.
I'm in with you. Best piece of advice you've ever received to date?
I have a really good one. Which one was it? I read the best advice I've ever received. We come back.
All right, done. Okay, I think you like this one. Overrated ingredient or overused
What, in fine dining or in general?
in anything apart from truffle.
Why? You like truffle?
No, it's just because there's truffle everywhere.
Man, honestly, truffle is an ingredient that restaurants use for sales. I'm sorry.
That's it.
I'm sorry. I do it too. Restaurants use it for sales. It's an add-on. It's a supplement. You want 300 dirhams of truffle? Done. Does it make the food actually better? Yeah, it makes the food actually better. But it's not like, my life is over. This is amazing. It's very good. Done. Thank you so much. Like I would never buy extra truffle. No, like no way. Like if the food is not insane without extra truffle, then like
Right.
So yeah, truffle. But like I'm not gonna say truffle. What will I say? You know what? Even though I use it, I think A5 Wagyu is very, very, very overrated because A5 Wagyu is an ingredient that needs to be cooked, prepared, and understood in a very nuanced and specific way. It's not like meat, like cook it and eat it. It's very, very nuanced and it really needs to be understood. And if you do not understand this ingredient, you're gonna make people want to vomit from how much fat you made them ingest or how badly you cooked it or the texture. A5 Wagyu is like, everyone's like, yo man, I want to put A5 Wagyu. It's like, okay, spend like the next 2 weeks just trying to learn how to cook this piece of meat and put it on your menu. You know, and I think a lot of the meals that I've been to, a lot of the meals get the cooking of A5 Wagyu wrong. And anyone that joins Moonrise is always shocked at how we cook our A5 Wagyu. It's like, oh, that's why it's good. You know, my opinion, maybe for another chef, Wagyu is not good.
Sure.
You know, but this is A5 Wagyu is like, it's very good, but it's like, I'm sorry, I could eat really good steak anywhere else as well. You know, like me who serves A5 Wagyu, I say this.
So then, what advice would you give to, considering what you're going through now, to any chef or restaurateur who is thinking to revamp, close their restaurant, and then go through that process? What's the real sort of piece of advice that you would nail down
The
for
real
them?
piece of advice is cancel all your fucking flights. You're not gonna have a good time. I was in Bangkok, like biting my nails. Like I need a teleportation device to go to site. You're not gonna have a good time. You don't put it as a vacation because I didn't have a vacation, man. I was just like in the middle of this roller coaster. I'm still in the middle of it. I mean, most of the work is done, but it's still like, the wood got stuck in Thailand and this got stuck in there. And how do we get it out? And how do we bail ourselves out of the situation of like the guy can't deliver the wood on time, so we have to change this. It's if you're a chef, meaning you know how to really get things done, you have to act as in a way as a project manager for the project. Not that
Right.
project managers are bad. The one we have is really good actually for the project, and the contractor we have is really good. But like, there's something that you need as a chef. You understand it. You have to be very hands-on. I spent more than 60 hours on AutoCAD with the TSSE. Yeah, 1 millimeter to the left, 1 millimeter to the right. Like I made those guys miserable at the end. I gifted them keyboards, like nice keyboards that click nicely so they can work better. I'm like, hey man, I'm sorry I made your life miserable. Here's a peace offering. Like it was just like till like 9 p.m. like 10 p.m. like move this to the left, move this to the right. Oh shit, we need a leg here. We need to change from precision to that brand so it can fit. This low boy chiller doesn't. I was like really hands on, but I know that we optimize the space. I know that the space we have, this is the best thing you can ever do with that space.
Right.
I know that. No hesitation.
But this is the future. No, this is your future proofing everything before it's even done. So of course you have to do that.
100%.
Those details are incredible and so important.
100%.
Because you don't have a second chance.
No, what were you going
Right?
to redo the table? You look like a fool. Like everyone was waiting for this. What do you mean? So yeah, it's very important to trust yourself. It's not that the guys you would be working with are not good. It's that you know what you need better than the people that are executing it on your behalf.
Okay, so best piece of advice you've ever received, please.
Chef advice, finance advice.
This is all towards you, so it could be finance, chef, life. You decide.
You know what? My dad gave me once an advice that like I live by a lot, which is, and it matches a lot my philosophy of care, which is always build things right, build things on the right foundation. Like when we opened Moonrise and we started making profit, and I was like, what, me? No way, I'm in that position. I'm like, yo, can we? He's like I always use him as an advisor because he has like 35 years experience in our family's business. And he's like, no, you're not touching this. Like, you're not touching this. Like, he's like always like, like every time I want to do something, he always kills the vibe. He's like, you need to build things right. You need to grow things right. You need to make sure your foundation is safe. And it's not about not taking risk. My dad was always a risk taker when it came to like our family's business when I was a kid. But it's just about building things right. And now it's something that I translate into the team a lot. Like I want to have a very strong team. And I don't know. It's very important that we build things right, and we want to open a casual restaurant now, and like I tell the guys, Moonrise needs to be level 10, because if Moonrise needs to be level 10 so that we are prepared, so that opening a casual restaurant doesn't feel like such a stretch that is going to kill us.
Right.
We build the right foundation to comfortably expand the business without compromising mental health, finances, consistency of food, whatever. So like everything is possible, but you just need to build it on the right foundations. And for me, my advice that I always keep, that I always tell myself, is an age-old saying. I know a lot of chefs say it, and everyone that says it is right. Always keep it simple. The most important thing that I always tell myself, it's an age-old saying. I didn't invent it. I just heard it. Keep it simple. Keep things simple always. Keep your dishes simple to the core essence. Be organized. Have no more than what you need in this or in that or in that. When you keep things simple, you have visibility in your life. When you have clutter, you don't know. It's like an eagle over a jungle, but there's trees. You don't know what's on the ground.
Right.
The clutter is the trees.
I love that.
Keep it simple. Keep your financial strategy for the company simple. Keep your service amazing but simple. Keep your plating. You know how hard it is to make a very simple looking plate like amazing?
It's disgustingly hard.
You know what I mean? Keep it simple. And I think that's another thing that I always tell myself, and like I live by. Keep it. I have like this shirt, I have like 10 copies of it. These pants, I have like 3 copies of it, and that's all I wear. Like, khalas, I like this, keep it simple, so I can focus on the next thing. Visibility.
So build it right
and keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
I think they go well together.
They do.
They're good buddies.
They're very good buddies. So if anybody wants to get hold of you through social media, how can they do that?
I'm very bad at Instagram, but you can message me on Instagram.
Okay.
On Instagram, and maybe I reply in 6 months. I always reply, but likely later rather than earlier.
Very good, at least. So, but they can follow the Moonrise Instagram and
Moonrise Instagram, or you can message the Moonrise Instagram, which is managed by our marketing team, which they will have to screenshot it and send it to me. So if you really want to get to me, Moonrise Instagram.
You heard it here first, folks. That's exactly how to get hold of Solemann. Solemann,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to be here.
Thank you for having me.
I know
here.
it's a long time coming. You've always been a phenomenal guest. Again, on behalf of the Chef JKP podcast, really phenomenal what you're doing. Everyone that is in contact with you is in awe of you. Everyone that I speak to about your food is saying how far you will go in the future, and those 3 stars are just on the horizon.
I just hope to be at the level. You know?
I'm sure you will be. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you. Thank you. So good to see you.
And there you have it. What a conversation, full of honesty, depth, and vision. Solemann, thank you so much for coming on to the show and sharing your journey, your challenges, and your plans for Moonrise. It's always a privilege to have you in the studio. If you want to see more of what Solemann is doing, head over to the show notes where you'll find all of the details. And to everyone listening, if this episode made you stop and think, that's exactly what great conversations do. And if you enjoyed it, don't forget to give us a follow, a share, and subscribe to the show. Perhaps you know someone who would find this episode interesting or super informative. Please do send it across, as it means we can reach as many people as possible, far and wide. And by the way, you can also support the show by hooking yourselves up with one of these beauties. They keep everything hot or cold, and trust me, you're going to absolutely love them. We'll put everything again in the show notes. Thank you once again for staying till the very, very end of the show, you absolute legends. Until next time, food is memories.